It's Soprano Musings, and today is my open class. So I am at school my normal time, and I'm going to go into the English room to make sure that everything works. So this video is basically just a rundown of my thoughts about the last year and a half of teaching English in Korea, and also just a few tips about how to make sure that you have the best open class that you can. Here is my English classroom, and as you can tell, I am super sonic early because there is no one else here and it is freezing. And when you have an open class, from most schools I believe anyway in Korea, you have this place outside your door. So this is the English classroom, and then this is the sheet of all the other teachers that will have open class. And today is the 6th, so my open class, for those of you that don't read Korean yet, my open class is at 3:10 to 3:50, and it's with grade 2. And so, like I said, I like to come in and make sure that things work and that I have my supplies. My first tip, come early. If you can, come even earlier than you normally do to make sure that equipment and all that stuff works. My open class today is going to be about snow because I knew that it was going to start snowing soon. So I figure why not make the class like a textile play class. And also it's great too, and I know that they may be nervous if their parents come in, and I want them to be engaged on the activity, not who's coming in. So I figured I'd give them even more hands-on than we normally do in class. So here are my supplies because we're making snow, and my kids still have trouble sharing, so they have their own little bowls. We have conditioner, we have baking soda, and then we have paper cups because when they clean up, they get to take home their snow or their snowman, whatever they make. And like I said, I'm just gonna check, make sure that the computer is on, and make sure that I have, I can't think, my brain it's frozen. Okay, I have my lesson plans saved on a slide on several USBs because I'm always worried that I'll lose one. So that's my second tip. Well, yeah, my first tip, be on time. Come early if you can. Make sure to check your room. Yeah, because I'm seeing tinsel. Tinsel is going down, okay? So yeah, check your room, make sure that everything works, it's functional, there isn't anything that needs to be fixed before your open class. And then, that was the first one? Yeah, second. Okay, so third, make sure that you are, well, this is honestly like a prerequisite before you even leave the house. Make sure you're presentable. You want to dress as though you're going to a job interview, because it's a little bit more professional, your open class. So all my classes are open classes as far as I'm concerned. The only difference is for the open classes where parents may come in, I like to be a little bit more presentable. So I wear something that I would wear to an interview, and then I also throw in a nice crisp blazer. So just make sure that you're presentable, be on time, check to make sure your classroom is in working condition, and make sure if you need anything that you can get it before your class. Make sure that you have your slides saved somewhere in the event that you have computer troubles. I have this lovely 3-panel board, so just in case if the computer isn't working, I use the one that you pull out. I use that board and I write on it before class like what my slides would say, because my board game is superb. I just want to throw that out there. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and then I will talk about how it's been teaching for the last year and a half in South Korea. So Stay tuned. I just finished co-teaching a quick class which explains the thing on my head. I like to wear these. I don't know why. It's festive and I don't know. It gives the kids something to focus on. I kind of feel like a Sims character though with it on my head, being that it's mostly green. But the kids like it, and it's just a little something I can do to kind of get their attention and brighten their day. Coming into the TaLK program, I was nervous about teaching the smaller kids, like kindergarten to second grade. I was terrified. I was not looking forward to it. And the first semester, I really didn't have to. I had kindergarten for my very first semester, so I only taught kindergarten for 6 months, and it was like after school thing, just kind of a way to like introduce them slowly to a foreigner and to really encourage and motivate them and familiarize them with English, because for the most part they know of English, but they're still kids, so they have a long way to go. So they're still learning the alphabet and colors in kindergarten, and they're so cute. And then here comes first grade and second grade, and honestly, teaching first grade and second grade is different than fourth grade and fifth grade. First and second grade, they're so excited, they're so eager, they have so much energy, and it's just they run around and they want to explore, and if you leave anything on your desk, they want to touch it because that's how they learn. So like instinctively, they just, anything, it could be a book, it could be war mints, which I still have, surprisingly, anything, especially like tinsel, like they want to touch and learn and explore, and it's cute, but it can be a little distracting. So I would recommend not leaving anything on your desk because kids, they see it and they want to, they can't help it. Like literally they can't help it. They're kids. They are naturally inclined to touch, taste, smell things, and it's just first and second grade is that pinnacle point of all of that. Okay, now it's getting more. And then there is grades 4 and 5 and grades 4 and 5, and they're very they're cool, they're older, they're wiser, so they think, and it's interesting teaching the two, because you really, in my opinion, you really cannot teach kindergarten the same as you would grade 1 and 2, and you really cannot teach grades 1 and 2 the same way you would teach 4 and 5. And grade 3 is like that, it's that sweet spot. Grade 3, they're still eager and they're still like excited about everything, but they are older, and it's like that perfect mixture of the difference between those two. Like grade 3 is like right there, like in the middle. And I don't have a favorite class to teach because they're all different in their own way, and these kids are just they're super cute. There are days where they could be a little bit frustrating, a little bit of challenge, and for me those days are usually right before a break, right before school break gets out. They are unruly. Last semester my grade 3s were amazing, they were angels, and this semester you could see the tide just rolling in, and it was not the same grade 3. But it's been a learning experience for all of us, and I feel that sometimes they teach me more than I teach them, because with every class I learn something new. I have to be more prepared, I have to plan certain things, I have to do things a certain way, and it helps me by, honestly, it really makes me better by teaching them, because okay, now I know, and in the future, this is what works with this kid, this is what works with that kid, and it reminds me that not all kids are the same. And also this semester I have a few students that communicate non-verbally, so I've had to step up my game as far as planning lessons that really engage them too. And I gotta say, you guys, I love it. I think I know the only reason why I am even pursuing my bachelor's at this point is because I still want to have the option to teach overseas. I still want that option to teach overseas. Yeah, there are some places where I could teach without a degree, but quite honestly, after teaching in Mexico, I don't want that to be my only option because I don't want to get stuck working for another incompetent director. I don't want to get stuck in like the ghetto of any other country. If I want to see the ghetto, I will just hop on a plane and go back home. Okay? Because I'm just a girl from Southwest Florida, and I grew up in the South, and that's what it was. And I love where I came from. I do. It shaped me into the person that I am. So I respect that. I acknowledge that. And having said that, I don't want those options again. I will probably teach online after leaving Korea because that's what works for me as far as obtaining my bachelor's. And honestly, when I'm done with the TaLK program in 2020, I don't want to work for anyone but myself. I want to be responsible for the whole shebang, and I know it's going to be difficult. This isn't my first time doing it, but that's what I'm looking at for my goals. And yeah, just you guys talk. I knew coming into this program it would be challenging, but all of the challenges that I have faced while being in a TaLK program had absolutely nothing to do with my kids. And if I'm being completely honest, had absolutely nothing to do with my school. Just life outside of school is what I find more challenging. When I am here in school, I'm prepared, I'm focused, I know what I need to do, I know how to get things done, I know how to pull resources, prepare, because I had the training. And I knew coming in that there were certain things that you had to do. You have to adapt, and you have to be flexible, and you have to engage kids, and I knew what I wanted to do. So I'm going to end this by saying, if you're in the TaLK program or if you're in any program to learn how to teach, especially elementary or like pre-K or any TESOL or TaLK or anything like that, start keeping a journal and start asking yourself questions like, who inspired you as a kid? Who were your favorite teachers and why? What type of teacher do you want to be? What are some things that you struggle with learning how to teach? And what are some things that you are great at when it comes to teaching? Really ask yourself these questions and ask yourself, what type of teacher do you want to be? And I know everyone's answers may sound generic, but you know what? Let it be generic, and over time it will evolve. You will become more precise in your answers. You will hone in on what makes you a good teacher. And I say that because that's exactly what happened with me. When I was in Thailand, the program that we were in, they would ask us these questions. They didn't ask exactly like for particular things, but overall they would ask you those general questions. And as I taught in Thailand, as I taught in Mexico, as I taught online, my answer to that question, I kept going back to some questions, and my answers became very particular. Like, I became very precise in what it was that I wanted to do. And if you follow me on WordPress, you will actually read some of the things that I said during certain time points, and you will see how my answers have evolved. And that is the one thing that I cannot thank TaLK enough for giving me the opportunity to teach kids where English is not their first language, because it really helped me hone in on what type of teacher I want to be. And even though I'm not necessarily going to be a teacher long term, like I think in school teaching is great, but the way that this economy is shaping up, it's a career that you can easily become burnt out from doing. And so I will take gaps. that's self-preservation, that's self-care 101. So having said all of that, that's something that I have to thank the TaLK program for. Like, I knew that that's one of the things that, being in the program will do for you, but I didn't realize how heavy of an impact that would have on me. I knew that that was one of the key, like, core ingredients or elements to being in the TaLK program, but I didn't realize the full weight of it until, honestly, after my first full year of teaching. And now going into my last semester, because my extension got approved. Your girl will be here for another 6 months. Now going forward in my last semester, I really get to combine all of my elements that make me a great teacher. And really, that's my way of saying thank you to the students that I've had while being here. And also, Black History Month is in February, and I'm ready to show out. So I am so ready to show out for Black History Month. It's not even funny. I've already started doing my outline for next semester, and I mean, February, it's a palooza, you guys. Like, there's Valentine's Day and Black History Month, and I am just going full steam ahead, like, straight up bananas. These kids, like, to me, being a Black teacher overseas, like, I have to do February right, and there are so many things that I have planned for February. It's not even a joke. I've ordered costumes. I'm ordering, like, snacks. I have almost, like, 3 days of where I talk about hair, and it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it, and I really want to do it well, as well as the whole 6 months as a whole, but, like, especially February. So for those of you that are applying for the TaLK program, I really hope that this video and all the other videos that I've done and shared on this channel have helped you or will help you in some way. And I really hope that you're inspired and you are thinking about the things that you've seen me share on this channel as you embark on this incredible journey. Like, seriously, I knew coming to South Korea would be great. I knew it would have challenges, and it has. But again, my challenges have had nothing to do with the TaLK program. As far as getting everything in place and doing everything that I needed to do as far as preparations goes, TaLK program, it's been great. They provide, you guys, it's obnoxious how much they provide. Like, I got hit so many times with, like, this overwhelming, like, feeling of gratitude being in this program, all the things that they provide and they give you simply for being in this program and to equip you with what you need to teach. Like, I'm going to take that with me wherever I go. Like, that's huge. On top of the culture chips and on top of the stipend, because as most of you know by now, it is hard finding an internship or any program that will provide you with money. Like, they'll get you there, but they don't like to give you cash. So having that here within the TaLK program has been amazing. This has been an amazing journey, and I cannot wait to share with you guys the last 6 months of my journey in the TaLK program. It's been amazing. So with that, I'm gonna go because I have another class in like 40 minutes, and I want to get a snack in because I'm already hungry. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Be inspired, stay inspiring, and I will see you in the next video. Happy holidays! Annyeong!